It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show, presented by Kia.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. Always a pleasure, and I mean that, to be here with Kenny and Shaq. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the Toronto Raptors in their house, Air Canada Center. For Toronto, they like their chances, but this could be a tough game for them. Facing up against a talented roster, they'll have to show that they're the better team. And Shaq, we're coming up to the halfway point of the season. Some teams finally getting into a groove after a somewhat shaky start.
Yeah, every year is different. Sometimes it takes a little longer to figure out. But what's most important is you get hot at the right time.
Oh, that's right. I agree with that. And you have to have a lot of experience on your team. And those guys know how to pace themselves. And you can just kind of relax. Quality veterans won't allow the season to be a sprint. It's a marathon.
Tip-off coming up shortly. It's time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Take it to him. Fire up now. Woo-hoo! Let's go. Come on. Come on, get ready. Win. Yeah. Fire up now. Woo-hoo! Let's go. Come on. Come on, get ready. Win. Yeah. Come on. Good work.
The crowd is assembled at the Air Canada Center, looking for a Raptors victory here in Toronto. And we've got it live right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. First game of this trip here for the Pistons. They're hoping to start it off with a W. These are the games that challenge you. Guys, they will have their work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
And checking out Detroit, they've had their chances to kind of separate themselves from the pack this season, but so far they haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities.
And it's surprising because good teams usually feast on those chances to move up in the standings. They haven't appeared truly hungry to want to be a top team in this league.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court for the Pistons, Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Marcus Morris is out there with John Lewis. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And stolen by Patterson. Carroll, no one around him. Good on the three-point shot. Carroll's got the first 3 points of the night up on the board for Toronto. Jackson kicks to Morris. DeRozan against Caldwell Pope. Pistons passing it around. And that one's good. Drummond. And certainly, Chris, a matchup to watch at the center position tonight. What's the key?
Oh, motor, energy. Who's going to be hitting the boards? Who's going to run down the court, get that post position? Who's going to communicate with their defense and let guys know what they should expect?
Yes, big part of it. Here's Carroll after the made shot from Andre Drummond. DeMar DeRozan on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. No good from Valanciunas.
They're sputtering a little on offense to start this game. 1 for 4 so far.
To the inside, Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Wow, did you see that? The terrific ball movement by Jackson is terrific. I mean, really moving the rock around the floor, especially to his wide-open teammates.
Now here's Carroll. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
1 for 5 to begin this one. Not the start that they wanted.
Morris kicks to Lewis. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's on Jonas Valanciunas. The Pistons shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
And with the core that this Piston team has, they do a great job, Chris, of attacking the glass.
Well, Kevin, and conversely, the Pistons do a great job of limiting offensive boards while on defense. Every game they are getting a handful of extra chances because of their approach. The leader is Drummond, but there are a lot of other active bigs to fill out the roster.
Now here is Lowry. 20 points for him last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
And also give him credit for his ability to pass the basketball. He was always looking for the open man.
Now let's find out what head coach Stan Van Gundy had to say to David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, they have a specific approach to tonight's game. He told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and take advantage of what they believe is a big inch for them inside. We'll see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Patterson after the made shot from Andre Drummond. And it's going to be a 3-second call. And a look here at the passing numbers over the last several months for Smith.
One aspect of his game that's suffered the past few months has been his passing. He hasn't shown that same creativity with the basketball that we'd seen from him earlier in the season, and his assists are way down because of it.
Last outing for Toronto unsuccessful. It was a loss to the Timberwolves in Minnesota.
Yeah, nowhere near at their best throughout the course of that game. A scrappy performance, but in the end, just not enough.
Yeah, it just wasn't their night. They missed some shots they typically make. Never really got over that hump.
Marcus Morris is just one of those players, Chris, that when you look at the stat sheet at the end of the night, he is bound to have ink in almost every column on there.
Well, he can rebound. He can hit the jimmies from outside, hit the tough ones inside. He has good vision for his position. Morris may never be an all-star and doesn't do one thing great, but does everything well. He just finds a way to make plays in the game, and it shows up in his numbers.
That one is no good.
Now, you have to like the efficiency that Marcus Morris plays with. Not so much his shooting percentages, but how effective he can be without touches. He can score without taking a lot of shots. He knows how to follow up misses in the paint and get second chance scores.
And with the qualities, Chris, you describe about Marcus Morris, that's why he's viewed as a valuable role player on this team.
Well, Kev, you have to love him. He can eat up minutes on the floor and not necessarily need to be involved to leave his mark on the game. You don't have to call a lot of plays for this guy. He can fit into any lineup and play multiple positions, which helps too.
And the former 5th overall pick back in the 2011 draft, Valanciunas is still only scratching, people feel, the surface of his true potential.
And he's had a few bouts with the injury bug, Kevin, but when he's right, he's a load. Struggles defending on the perimeter, but his rebounding and rim protection have gotten more nasty as he's matured. And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Jackson against Lowry. Outside Jackson. 4 on the shot clock. Beyond the arc. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Wow, Drummond is one of the top rebounders in the game. You have to put a body on him, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, just to prevent him from coming away with a second chance opportunity.
And Valanciunas kicks to Patterson. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. Free throw, good, Drummond.
One thing that Drummond might not get enough credit for is his play on the defensive end. He's very strong, not only at blocking shots, but keeping players from getting comfortable, keeping them out of their comfort zone. It's hard to set up in the post when you got a big man like that leaning on you.
Jared Sullinger's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Terrence Ross is checked in for the Raptors. Morris kicks to Jackson. Feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Lure the pass to Morris. Drummond a screen. Morris dishes to Jackson. 5 to shoot. Makes it off the glass. And Chris, with Drummond, the defense also comes in the form of quick hands. He gets a lot of steals for a center.
Well, Kerr, fast hands and good anticipation are part of that. The fact that he is such an immovable object on the block is just frustrating for his assignment. What is scary, though, he's only going to get better.
Patterson, that's good.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Caldwell Pope with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against San Antonio. Dishes it to Drummond. And he banks in the layup. Drummond's got 12 in the game.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Sullinger a screen on Jackson. Sullinger right side. Rebounded by the Pistons. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
Yeah, it's just hard to make up when you have an inability to make free throws consistently, and that's why they ended up losing.
It felt more to me like they weren't focused enough overall. I mean, couldn't make good opportunities from the line.
One thing about Reggie Jackson is he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Reggie definitely has an edge to his game and plays like somebody stepped on his new shoes or scratched his car. Players with that mentality, though, I love them. They are rare, but some of the grittiest players in the game. He has fit in perfectly in the D because of that edge.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. I think everyone would agree, Chris, you're one of the best passing big men in the history of the NBA. Why is it that passing from post players isn't a skill that is developed more at all levels of basketball?
Well, one thing, it seems like we have less post players, but
yeah.
You know what? I'm not sure. I think maybe it's been an emphasis on scoring. I don't know. All I can speak about is me, Kevin, and I grew up watching, Magic Johnson, who at that time was a freakish player because he was 6'9", playing the point guard. Think about how the game has evolved, and so
yes.
For myself, I wanted to take that passing skills of him, Connie Hawkins, other guys that I saw hold the ball with one hand and palm it in the post, guys that I knew can dominate in the post, and I kept thinking, why waste the possession? If I'm going to beast down here in this post, if I get double teamed, I don't want to just pass it out for a waste of possession. Why don't I make something happen with it? So maybe it could be the mentality as well.
Well said.
And let's take a look at Kyle Lowry's numbers. He's been dominant over the last month. 15th in scoring, and he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates, such an asset.
Raptors trail by 11. Outside DeRozan. And Sullinger kicks to Ross. Patterson setting the pick for Ross. Back to Sullinger. On the wing, DeRozan. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Just 4 to shoot. Tries to save it. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Well, let's have a look at some league leaders from the last 10 games. Here are the highest scoring point guards in the NBA during that time. 4th, Kyle Lowry.
Well, this is a collection of maybe the most well-rounded players in our league. I mean, to see those kinds of scoring numbers from the point guard position is crazy.
It really shows how deep that position is and how every player has to bring their A game every night.
Three-pointer. They get it again. And it's sent back by Drummond.
Oh, and the defensive chops of Drummond really helping this team. He really cleans house with his shot blocking.
Pistons leading by 9. Outside Jackson. He feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Detroit, no good that time either.
Oh, really surprised he clanked that one. He makes those on the regular.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. And the pass to Patterson. Sullinger dishes to Lowry. Sullinger the screen. Goes up on the wing, and it's sent back by Drummond. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. A different look here for Detroit. Tobias Harris comes in for Lure. And Smith subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Shot from the inbound. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Detroit with the ball. 9-point game. Smith outside. DeRozan against Caldwell Pope. Morris passes to Caldwell Pope. Drummond the screen. 5 to shoot. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Caldwell Pope's got his first bucket of the night.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And DeRozan kicks to Lowry. The feed to Patterson. Rejected by Harris.
And Harris just using that long reach of his so well on defense. Shooters have to be more careful or he'll rise up and swat your shot away.
Some changes for Toronto. Nogueira, he's checked in for Patterson. Norman Powell comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Then for the Pistons, Aaron Baines comes in for Marcus Morris. And Darren Hilliard's subbed in for Caldwell Pope. Now, here is Smith. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
And a beautiful two-way game for him. Blocking a couple of shots, giving the opponent something to think about.
Here's Hilliard. They lead by 11. Puts up a 3. Harris misses. Toronto's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter.
Well, of course, 2 Canadian teams were born to the NBA in '95. But back in 2001, the Vancouver Grizzlies became the Memphis Grizzlies, leaving the Toronto Raptors as the sole Canadian survivor.
Here's Smith. Lucas Nogueira picking up that last basket. Detroit, no good that time either. Passes to Powell. Sullinger outside. Back to Powell. Now here's Joseph. Covered by Smith. Joseph dishes to Nogueira. And the dunk by Nogueira.
You have to love it when your bigs play big. He's one of those guys.
Pistons leading by 7. What's interesting about the Raptors and Grizzlies when they first entered the league, the Grizzlies were actually the team that seemed to be on the track for big things, but lately the tables have really turned.
Yeah, and what's surprising to me is that as we've tried to appeal to more people in more countries with our game, we still have only one franchise located outside of the U.S., and that's the Raptors. The NBA is seeing a rejuvenation in revenues, but if we want that growth to maximize, we may need to try and broaden our international horizon.
Here's Joseph after the made shot from Andre Drummond with the shot. And he overshot that one, missing. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. There's so many guards that can just dazzle you with their ability to handle the ball. And Chris, do you feel right now that you've spotted the best of the best in that regard?
Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, let's give Jamal Crawford, Chris Paul, guys like that, some credit for their ball handling ability. But in my opinion, it's all about Kyrie Irving and Stephen Curry. I mean, when you look at how these guys, not only their ball handling, but how they have the ability to finish the shot after all of that work is what makes them so special. So those two guys for me are something that, man, just crazy to see.
Well, that was well said. Good on the second free throw.
And it's no secret that Stan Van Gundy knows how to coach defense. It's safe to call it his calling card at this point.
And the Raptors call time here. And with Van Gundy, it would be a disservice to say that he only knows how to coach defense.
Well, and the flexibility and knowledge that Van Gundy shows is why he's so respected as a coach. Has only had 1 season with a losing record. That's a rarity for a coach with his years in the league.
And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for Toronto.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
Kicks it to Ross. And he makes good on his first shot of the game. Ross has got his first basket of the night.
Leaving any player wide open from mid-range, a recipe for getting scored on.
Pass to Hilliard. He kicks to Drummond. In the corner, it's Harris. 6 to shoot. Shot from 16. And Jared Sullinger pulls it down. Raptors trail by 8. Down low. Nogueira kicks to Powell. Pass to Joseph. The dish to Ross. Here's Joseph. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Back to Ross. Shoots the 3. Sinks the triple.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
Smith outside. There's the pick. He dishes it to Drummond. Drummond is doubled. Hilliard passes to Smith. And Baines kicks to Smith.
And a quick check of the stats for Drummond. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. Averaging about 15 points, 14 rebounds, and over 2.5 steals. And you love his anticipation. All those steals, he's always a step ahead, reading plays before they develop.
And he knocks down the first one.
You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The Pistons, Chris, a team that continues to develop their outside game.
Well, it makes sense when you look at the Pistons roster. They've made sure to add more and more shooters at every position they can. If the team being built around Drummond, you want to open up space for him to go to work in the paint, draw those double teams, kick it out, and let the shooters do their job.
Now, here is Smith after Jared Sullinger's miss. 1:02 left to play in the first quarter. Harris kicks to Hilliard. Count that bucket. And the Pistons lead by 9.
Beautiful lead pass. The finisher never has to break stride.
Back to Joseph. Now here's Powell. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Toronto working the ball around now. Joseph dishes to Nogueira. The shot will not fall. Good D by Drummond. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Harris misses.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And the dunk by Powell.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Well, also a miscommunication on defense. No one rotates over. See ya.
Harris outside. Goes up at the stripe. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And that's a big bonus for him to end the quarter as he just beats the buzzer.
Whoa, can you believe that? What a shot right there. He found a way to get it off in time.
And Corey Joseph, born in Toronto, gives us his thoughts about returning north of the border via free agency.
Oh, I played a big part in that. Ever since I was growing up, I was a Toronto Raptors fan. Growing up, watching them, just having it in my dreams, me, my brother, and, Tristan, Mike, all those guys playing together, just knowing if we get the opportunity, just trying to make the best out of it.
And having won a championship with the Spurs in 2014, you wonder how much of Joseph's experience can carry over to help the Raptors.
It's always good to have rings in the locker room, especially for big games. And what I like about Joseph is that he's just now starting to realize his potential.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
Yeah, they've been dynamite with the rim protection. Their rotations have been quick, decisive, really a confident performance.
On the court for the Pistons, we've got Marcus Morris. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is out there with Smith. Then it's John Lure, and it's Harris in at the 4 slot. Now, here's DeRozan. Last game with 30 points. Again, Toronto.
Always pushing the action offensively. He puts so much pressure on the defense.
Detroit leading by 9. Now Smith. Feeds to Caldwell-Pope. Morris a screen. Inside. The shot off that time, and Toronto will go the other way with it. They came away with the victory in their last meeting, which, by the way, was also in this building.
Yeah, a dominant win for them their last time in this matchup. And what jumps off the stat page was their advantage on the boards.
Yeah, that was the focal point for them. Running a number of guys to the glass allowed them to completely overwhelm their opponent.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Reggie Jackson went from a backup in OKC to signing a 5-year, $80 million contract in Detroit. And Stan Van Gundy said, we liked his ability, but what we liked even more was he's a guy we thought would not change once he got the money. This is a guy who's really driven to be as good as he can be. Kevin, he has definitely made some strides.
Thanks, D.A. He wanted that starting role, and he's earned it. Now, here is Smith. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Second shot opportunity. Kept alive. Lure. And this will be his second and third shots at the line here.
And he's at nearly 90% from the free throw line this season, so having a terrific year.
Throw good, Lure. And Chris, when you look at the best rebounders around the NBA, it's interesting. Sometimes their teams rebound better with them off the floor. How do you explain that?
Well, you know what, Kevin? I think rebounding is different in all situations. I don't think that there's a litmus test or a statistic to prove anything about rebounding. If you look, I'm impressed with some of the best guards in this game. Westbrook, the Rondos, and others that have been known to lead their team in rebounding. I think it comes down to one thing and one thing only, heart. I think technique is second. A lot of guys may not have learned how to box out, but the athleticism in the league is such that in order to get a rebound, you're going to have to earn it. And so for me, I think a lot of times as well, if you have great teammates that can box out, a lot of times they get rebounds for guys by not letting it be that much competition inside the paint. So to me, rebounding is a personal thing, whether it's a team, it's team specific, but it doesn't matter how big or tall you are. If you can box out, if you have heart, if you have a motor, if you have a will, you should be able to go get some boards. To me, it's just about how much you want it. To be a starter in this league, to play over 28 minutes, 30 minutes, and not average 10 rebounds, I think you should be ashamed of yourself.
Here's Jackson, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Jackson passes to Morris. Back to Jackson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Lure. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
He's showing some tenacity on the offensive glass. That's a great play right there.
This will be his fourth shot at the line in this one. Free throw good. Lure. The playoff picture becoming more clear as every day goes by. Chris, do you feel the 16 spots is the right amount of teams that should make the playoffs, make the postseason?
Yeah, I do. You can't have more than half. You know, you can't have much more trying to make it to the playoffs. Listen, every team shouldn't make the playoffs. There's winners and there's losers. You have to deal with it. So, you know, I feel like, yes, that number of 16 is right on the mark.
Well said.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Oh, well, they have to become more physical defensively and really commit to protecting that painted area.
Let's take a quick look at the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. Creating points off turnovers have been the calling card for these teams. The Raptors third.
They've shown a tremendous ability to cash in on their opponent's mistakes, creating offense with their defense.
And so here's Toronto, trailing by 10. Hits the three-point bomb.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Lowry against Jackson. Dishes to Harris. The rebound by Patterson.
Oh, he hasn't started this game on the right foot, but it hasn't slowed his team from grabbing the lead.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Strong fundamentals right there. He didn't consider the height disadvantage too long. Instead, he just went right at him and sunk it in his grill, in the face.
The Raptors shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%. And last year, Kyle Lowry took another huge leap in his development. And yeah, the points, the steals, and the rebounds were fantastic. But I thought the bigger part was the fact that the discipline he showed in the offseason to drop to 25 pounds. You know, you factor that in with his shot selection, and that discipline is one reason why he was an all-star and rapidly becoming one of the very elite guards we have in our league.
That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from DeRozan.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Morris a screen. Caldwell Pope kicks to Harris. And again, it's the Pistons missing. And talking about the progression of Lowry's game, some feel his improved attitude has had a lot to do with that.
You hit it. He was hard-headed when he came into the league. Didn't always get along with his coaches. Now, though, his maturity, his real confidence, those are areas of growth that have allowed him to just settle in and play his game.
So it's the Pistons now after the Raptors pick up 2. Morris a screen. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Patterson dishes to Lowry. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. The Pistons leading. Caldwell Pope passes to Jackson. He feeds it to Morris. Back to Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
He's usually very dependable from that range, but the D got themselves in that play and got him off kilter.
Lays it in off the breakaway. Jackson's got 7 points in the game.
Oh, man, and Jackson is terrific at playing both ends of the floor, and his trademark quickness really putting forth a great effort on defense to come away with that steal.
Now, here's Lowry. 5 points in the game, and it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, yeah, and you have to give him credit, too. Makes the right read, go straight to the rim.
Lure with it, guarded by Valanciunas. Harris kicks to Lure. So So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look at Toronto. Here in the middle of the regular season, they've been able to get the 4th best record in the conference. And, of course, there's the Pistons, 7 games back.
And I think for Toronto, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And while they might not be on top of the standings, you get the feeling that they believe that they are.
And he makes the first. Well, it sure feels like more and more the league is demanded now. More players with skill at every position. Guys, Chris, who can dribble and pass and shoot. Do you think you'd have been even more valued if you played in today's game?
You know what? A legend once told me not to kind of look back and compare or to wonder about what could have been. And I don't know. I do like the fact that when I had that skill set, it was appreciated by my coach, teammates, and some fans. But for most people back then, they would say you're trying to do too much, or it doesn't mean anything to have 5 assists a game or to get guys involved. And, you know, for me, I just thought that the more you can do, the better you are at all skill sets, the more you kind of make yourself valuable to your team, the more you should be on the court, and it validates that. So for me, I just took all my favorite players and I stole from them. I wanted to be like them, and I thank the generations that came before me that allowed me to see what the game should look like, and then, you know, add my own little style and flair to it and do my own thing.
Good point.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Lowry against Jackson. To the paint. Here's Caldwell Pope. And Caldwell Pope is mostly known for his defense, but, you know, Chris, he can light it up on offense if you give him a chance.
And that's the big thing, Kev, with KCP in his offensive game, is that he is just so slippery. He can slip through hedges on screens to get to the basket. Any seam you give him, he'll find space and pull up for a shot or take it all the way.
First free throw is good.
Now, if you want to see one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, just keep your eyes on KCP. This guy sticks like glue to any guard at either position. He's incredibly frustrating to play against, as you just can't lose him off of screens.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Jared Sullinger's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Terrence Ross comes in for DeMar Carroll. Norman Powell's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry.
And Caldwell Pope is a guy you cannot leave open at any time. Just a very good shooter from any spot on the floor.
And here is Powell. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Ross, that's good. And with Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Chris, it's not one thing that he does well on defense. It's everything.
And Kevin, whenever he goes up against one of the top guards in this league, it's a thing of beauty. He either forces a lot of turnovers from them or makes them a volume shooter. He could have a lot of first-team all-defense honors when it's all said and done. The only thing is he may get caught up in that head game of trying to outscore his opponent, and your offense is your defense at times.
And you'll ask defenders or would-be defenders of Drummond, he can just punish you physically.
If he drops a shoulder into you, it's like getting hit by a runaway freight train. Because of how strong he is under the rim, he can just shrug off defenders who don't have a strong base. If he gets it on the low block, it's a dunk pretty much every time.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
You love the heart that Drummond plays with. He's just a physical beast who's using his gigantic size incredibly well. Oh, Kevin, he positioned himself perfectly and had all the room to drop that one in, just couldn't get it to go.
That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 5 assists in the game. And there's the pass to Powell. The feed to Sullinger. Pass to Ross. Sullinger the screen. Ross kicks to Sullinger. He got right to the cup using that screen.
Oh, nice work inside by Sullinger. Soft hands and a strong frame and a great combo in there. Outside Jackson.
Kicks to Drummond. Shoots from 8. Rebound by the Raptors. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. That one falls. Now just a 1-point Piston lead. And, well, Detroit shooting 47%, pretty solid. Here is Hilliard. To the middle. And it's Drummond missing. Toronto's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Powell kicks to Joseph. Out to the wing. Shoots from 14. Nice spin off the left rim and in. 6 points for Jared Sullinger.
Well, he was off in the first, but he found a way to get his shot going here in the second.
Ish Smith, he's checked in for Detroit. It's a close game here in Toronto. Pass to Hilliard. Here's Baines. He averages about 5 points a game. Smith dishes to Baines. Shot clock at 6. And that one's good. Drummond. Drummond's got 19 points.
They are up in this game right now, and he is one of the reasons why, given his stellar shooting from the field.
Ross kicks to Sullinger. All alone. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Pass to Hilliard. There's 1:38 left here in the second. He kicks it to Baines. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Rebound by the Raptors. Sullinger's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And Joseph kicks to Powell. Lets it go with a 3. Drills the three-pointer. Powell's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Don't underestimate him. He can knock that down.
The Pistons trail it. Now the dish to Baines. Screen by Smith. Here's Caldwell Pope, and they come right back with their own three-pointer. Caldwell Pope's got 7 points in the game. Joseph, the pass to Nogueira. Smith outside. He dishes it to Caldwell Pope, and out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
Wow, that's just a clumsy turnover there. Just an errant pass that should have never been attempted.
The Raptors making a switch here. Valanciunas is checked in. Toronto's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Joseph dishes to Powell. Valanciunas with the ball. 6 points for him. Here's Ross. That one misses. Good D by Drummond. The Pistons leading. Hilliard kicks to Smith. The pass to Hilliard. With 1 on the clock. That one wide left. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Pistons lead by 1. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Contavious, you guys came out with a lot of energy in the first half. What got you going?
Like you said, we came out with a lot of energy. We wanted to get easy basket layups, and knock down shots.
You got all that and more in that first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Kenny Smith, right there, and Shaquille O'Neal, he's right there. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was Andre Drummond who got hot in the first. He ended up with 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
The differential is the free throw attempts, and that's one of the big stories in this game tonight. They were being so aggressive and so smart that all they could do on the defensive end was foul.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
They ran their offense very well in the first half. There were almost no forced shots. It was good, smart basketball. The motion in their offense was terrific. They made those defenders work very hard. I like what I saw from them for the most part.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
Welcome back to Canada. The famous Toronto sign here in Nathan Phillips Square, just in front of City Hall. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
Yeah, the effort and intensity from a defensive standpoint has just really been superb, really firing up his team.
Swatting shots will do that. There's an excitement to it that inspires teammates and fans to get up out of their seats.
And for the Pistons, they're shooting at 46%, making some buckets. The explosive pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the backcourt. Carroll and Patterson in at the small and power forward. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
And Drummond is so ridiculously strong inside, just simply overpowering the D in the post.
Lowry against Jackson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Raptors have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. And the first one drops. Both shots good from the stripe. And so it's Detroit with the ball. They've led by as many as 11 points. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, as you know, things could have turned out a lot differently for Stan Van Gundy. He was the favorite for the coaching vacancy in Golden State in 2014, but in the end, the Pistons owner gave him the chance to coach and run the front office, and that led him to Detroit. Now, the Warriors went on to win the title that season, but Van Gundy insists, if I had to do it over again, this is exactly where I'd want to be. Kevin, he can build this team exactly as he wants.
Thanks, D.A., and after some tough exits in Miami and Orlando, this time he holds the cards. Now here is Lowry, following the miss by DeRozan. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart.
And there isn't a whole lot of positives that you can take away from his performance from the mid-range game so far. A lot of chances have come up empty for him, but he seems intent on taking jumpers out there. Something's got to give.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Outside Jackson. To the paint. Here's Drummond. Almost, but it rolls out. Raptors trail by 3. Carroll passes to Patterson. Screen by Valanciunas. Feeds it to Carroll. Back to Lowry. Off the pick. And he connects with the jumper. Lowry's got 9 points.
Yeah, not a perfectly set screen there, but got him just enough room to get that shot off.
On the wing, Jackson, while recovering, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. And let's take a moment to show you the NBA's best rebounding teams over the last 10 games. In fourth, the Pistons.
What a show of strength in terms of rebounding. I mean, they've really controlled the glass here of late, playing with some extreme physicality.
Rosen dishes to Lowry. Now here's Patterson. He's got 5. Left side, DeRozan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good from Valanciunas. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Jackson with it. Lowry picks him up. Jackson kicks to Drummond. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. 23 points for Andre Drummond.
Now, we all know Reggie Jackson is as quick as most guards in the league, but that isn't why he's able to get anywhere on the court. He does a great job of keeping defenders guessing with his change of speed. It looks like he's moving in slow motion at times because his movement is so fluid. Well, he hasn't gotten much to fall, and it's costing his team dearly.
Dishes it to Caldwell Pope. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Back to Jackson. Unloads from 9. Rebound by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got his 7th rebound here tonight. The wide open look here for DeRozan. It's good. This game is all even. 13 points in the game.
I mean, he was great in his last game. Clearly, he has not lost that love and feel.
Not at all. You can tell his confidence is really soaring as a result. He wants the ball in his hands any chance he can get it.
Now here's Drummond. 23 points in the game. Here's Jackson. Again, the miss by Jackson. And Chris, with Reggie Jackson, he is so talented with the changing of speeds on the move.
And you can't underplay how hard it is to guard a guy who is always starting and stopping. It's a constant guessing game if you're a defender, and eventually you'll anticipate wrong. Reggie finishes so well in so many places. It's a big part of why he's a great scorer.
And the Pistons making a change here. Harris is checked in. Outside Lowry. He feeds it to Valanciunas. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. The Pistons have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field. Jackson passes to Harris. Morris outside. Passes to Jackson. Puts up a 3. Jackson can't get that one to fall.
But these are just terrible shots he's attempting right now. No reason whatsoever for this kind of horseplay.
Sinks the triple.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
And here's Jackson following Kyle Lowry's 3. Morris a screen. Jackson dishes to Harris. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Good on that shot, and with that, the Toronto lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Tobias Harris.
Now, one thing you know you're going to get from Tobias Harris every night is activity. He's always moving at a high speed, whether the open floor or in a half-court set. He opens up space and gets a lot of easy looks because of how he moves around the floor.
And Chris, with Harris and his activity, it's not unusual to see a player that is as active as him move the way he does. But it is unusual to see a player with that strength and build do it so easily.
Well, Kevin, he sort of reminds you of Sean Marion. That's the Matrix. He has a diverse skill set, gives you a little bit of everything on the offensive end.
4 on the clock. Harris missing again.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Here's Patterson. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Morris kicks to Caldwell Pope. And that misses. That would have put him up. Toronto's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Carroll passes to Lowry. The feed to DeRozan. Leaner from distance. And again, Toronto no luck.
And a nice job of utilizing his body to get around the defender, but that's just a tough one to knock down consistently.
And the way Harris sticks these catch-and-shoot jumpers is just devastating to the defense. I mean, what can they do against that?
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Ish Smith, he's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Here's Lowry. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Lowry's got the game tied up here for Toronto. The Pistons have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. And that'll be his third foul so far. Some changes for Toronto. Ross is checked in for Patterson. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Darren Hilliard's checked in for Detroit. Kicks to Morris. Lets it go from deep. Carroll with the rebound. Carroll's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Inside. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Oh, my goodness. That's just terrible. That's an awful shot there. He really settled for a low percentage look.
In the corner, it's Harris. Smith outside. Pass to Hilliard. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Drummond. That one, no good. Nice D from Valanciunas. Ross for 3. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
Well, no one is stepping up and making them beat them off the dribble. Until that happens, they'll continue to burn you from there.
Now, here is Smith. Pass to Morris. From 15 feet away. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Morris has got 5 points so far.
When Morris gets free from mid-range, he's very effective. Love seeing him getting it going from there.
Screen by Valanciunas. Deep 2 from Ross. The shot, no good. And it's Detroit the other way. Here is Hilliard. DeRozan defending. Hilliard kicks to Drummond. Harris outside. Releases. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Toronto's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. And DeRozan kicks to Joseph. And Carroll now atop the key. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. And it's DeRozan missing.
A frustrating start to this quarter for him.
Smith outside. Here's Harris. Joseph with the rebound. Raptors with the lead. DeRozan in the corner. Back to Joseph. And it's sent back by Drummond. Harris kicks to Smith. It's Drummond, high post. Valanciunas is there, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. You know, Chris, for a lot of players, being called a tweener is a bit of a backhanded remark. It means they have no true position. But that might be a compliment for Tobias Harris.
You're right, Kev. That is exactly the case with Harris. He's considered a tweener just because he can have a large impact at both forward spots. He has the strength and ability to finish inside at the 4, but he's a good enough shooter from range to play the 3 and has no problem defending from either spot.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead.
Oh, wow. And Harris is a guy that really offers a ton of versatility. He can play both forward spots and is an efficient scorer from just about anywhere.
Nogueira, he's checked in for Toronto. Norman Powell comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And then for Detroit, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Drummond. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Darren Hilliard.
Not your run-of-the-mill big man from the line. This guy can stroke it.
Now Powell. He's got 7 out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Now let's check out and highlight the best defenses in the NBA. 5th on the list, the Pistons.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
And here's Smith. Morris a screen. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot.
Good.
The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Shooting one.
And the Pistons making a change here. Lure's checked in.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Raptors trail by 4. And Joseph kicks to Powell. It's Nogueira top of the key. The dish now to Ross. Joseph up top. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Stolen by Jackson. He kicks it to Harris. 1:41 left in the third. The pass to Jackson. From deep three-point range. Rebound by the Raptors. Carroll's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Feeds to Ross. He dishes it to Nogueira. Back to Ross. They need this one. Detroit with the rebound. They've led by as many as 11 points. Harris outside. 59 seconds left to play in the third. Smith kicks to Lewis. It doesn't go for him. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Dishes it to Ross. Nogueira passes to Powell. Here's Joseph. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
The Pistons leading.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Now they have to get going here if they want to capitalize on that. Go for the quick bucket here.
Smith sets the pick for Jackson. Back to Lure. He feeds it to Jackson. Got a hand on it, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Now this game is coming down to the wire, and rush plays like that show how much pressure the players out there really feel.
Joseph with the ball. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. That ties it up. And that's 13 points for Terrence Ross.
Works for looking close. That's just an excellent effort.
It'll count. And we wrap up the third and looking to be an exciting 4th quarter. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. Let's listen in now to head coach Stan Van Gundy from a few moments ago.
Right now! You got to do it all now, defensively and on the board. Take care of the ball down there, okay?
And trying to instill a sense of urgency, always in the voice of Stan Van Gundy, focused on the now.
And with a particular emphasis on the defensive side of the ball, feeling they need to lock it down to be successful.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the 4th quarter. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. On the wings, Caldwell, Pope, and Harris. John Lure's out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Smith in at the point guard position. Now, here is Smith. Jonas Valanciunas unable to get his shot to go. Smith kicks to Harris. Puts it up from 12. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Oh, when Harris is down deep, he's exceptional at being physical. Really puts defenders in a tough spot.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, he didn't really make a concerted effort in the first to get some free throws, but now all that has changed. Much more active.
And the Raptors making a change here. DeRozan's checked in. And Harris drops them both. Toronto trailing. Now here's Lowry. Passes to DeRozan. To the middle. He's looking for Patterson and finds him. The first one falls. And Patterson drops them both. And, well, Detroit shooting about 42% so far. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Screen by Smith. Fires the 3. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Caldwell Pope. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. DeRozan, a screen on Caldwell Pope. Now Ross. The feed now to Valanciunas. And it's sent back by Drummond. Detroit with the ball. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Smith kicks to Harris. Down low. Here's Drummond. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Drummond's got 25 points in the game.
And Kevin, they need to keep feeding Drummond the ball. When he's scoring like this, he only needs a few baskets to catch fire.
Caldwell Pope against DeRozan. Gets the bucket and the foul. That one on Caldwell Pope.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Well, one of the biggest names in free agency GA this past offseason was DeMar DeRozan. Many in Toronto feared he would leave the team, but he re-upped with the Raptors on a huge deal.
Yeah, and DeRozan spoke about loyalty to the franchise when he announced he wanted to return to Toronto. It's the only team he's ever played for his entire career, and easy to be loyal when you are getting almost $30 million a year. So it's a great contract for DeRozan.
Here's Lowry after the made shot from Andre Drummond. Ross on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Tries from the block. Patterson controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Raptors lead by 1. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Unloads from 13. Second chance shot. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Yeah, you gotta like the aggressive D going for the block, but he got it just as it was on its way down.
One shot.
The Raptors have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Valanciunas sets a screen for Lowry to the paint, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And the first one drops. Marcus Morris is checked in for Detroit. And Patterson drops them both. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. And here's Smith. Kicks it to Caldwell Pope. There's the triple. Valanciunas grabs the board. Valanciunas has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Outside Lowry. Fires the three. Rebound by the Pistons. Luer's got 7 rebounds in the game. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. To the inside. Here's Drummond. Banked in off the glass. Drummond's got 10 points in just the second half.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Now here's Ross. Pass to DeRozan. Pulls up on the elbow. Here's Patterson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
The first free throw is good. And Patterson drops them both. Here's Smith. Drummond the screen. Here's Caldwell Pope. Makes a big height bounce and goes in. And the Pistons lead by 2.
I love watching Caldwell Pope shoot the ball. Just has such beautiful form in the shot.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. In the corner, it's Patterson. Pass to Ross. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Pushing it up. Here's Morris. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. And it's a 4-point Piston lead.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Screened by Valanciunas. Lowry kicks to Ross. On the wing, DeRozan. Inside, Valanciunas. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Man, an utter defensive failure at a crucial part of the game. That's just not what you need.
Lure with it. Patterson on him. Lure dishes to Drummond. Shot from 12. And there's another one for the Pistons.
This has been an amazing display, a true crowd-pleasing performance for him. I mean, and it's helped get this team the lead.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Makes it off the glass. DeRozan's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Man, he shines when it matters most. They love getting him the rock in key situations like that.
Now, here is Smith. Down low. Caldwell Pope with a screen for Drummond. It's stolen by DeRozan. Lowry kicks to Patterson. The shot that time, not on target.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Smith the pass to Caldwell Pope. Smith kicks to Drummond. It's stolen by Valanciunas. To tie it up. And off the front iron, and in it goes. DeRozan's got it all tied up now for Toronto. Detroit's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Smith outside. There's the dish to Drummond. That one doesn't drop. Nice D from Valanciunas. Ross kicks to Lowe. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. Damari Carroll's checked in for Ross. And a switcher also for Detroit. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Smith. And Kyle Lowry drops them both. For Detroit, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. Caldwell Pope outside. He kicks to Jackson. From 11 feet away, Toronto grabs the miss. Valanciunas has got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Patterson, that's good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Morris dishes to Caldwell Pope. Just 5 on the clock. Shot to stop the run. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Toronto leading by 4. And Patterson kicks to Valanciunas. Count it. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 16 rebounds. Pistons shooting has been just great in the fourth quarter, 54%. Jackson against Lowry. Outside Jackson. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Here's Drummond. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 9 assists now tonight. Outside Lowry. Launches a 3. Rebound by the Pistons. Right side Jackson. From deep. He can't get that one. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. All sorts of time. Here's Drummond. You know what? They battled on the glass but couldn't knock it down. Here's DeRozan. And right through it goes. DeRozan's got 9 points now in the quarter. Pistons trail by 6. Outside Jackson. The pass to Caldwell Pope. They set the pick. And it's Lure, top of the key. Down low, here's Jackson. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Oh, and Jackson is not just a terrific shooter, but a fantastic defender as well, using his great speed on both ends.
Patterson, the screen. Carroll passes to Lowry. From downtown, knocks down the three ball. Lowry's got the lead up to 6 now for the Raptors.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
Jackson dishes to Caldwell Pope.
Well, you really like seeing Caldwell Pope earn these calls on the shot. I mean, it makes him that much more difficult to guard.
No good on that one. And the second free throw, good. Raptors leading by 5. Lowry with the ball. Screened by Valanciunas. Deep 2 from Carroll. And it's Lure with the rebound. Lure's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Morris kicks to Caldwell Pope. Feeds it to Jackson. Takes the 13-footer. Rebound by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got his 16th rebound on the night. Outside DeRozan. He dishes it to Lowry. Valanciunas with a screen on Jackson. Here's Patterson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 6 assists now in the game. 1:10 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Caldwell Pope. Connects from three-point range.
In key moments like this, you need guys like Caldwell Pope to come through with a huge bucket. Just tremendous focus.
Here's DeRozan. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Detroit's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Caldwell Pope outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Another miss by Caldwell Pope.
Well, perhaps he believes that he'll be able to shoot himself out of this slump, but I don't see it. He needs to quit shooting those threes.
And they double up DeRozan. And there's Valanciunas on the assist from DeRozan.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're losing by 7. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
You know, I think he's just trying to send his team a message, you know, not willing to give up on this game just yet. Just trying to instill that fight in this group.
No, it's like a Rubik's Cube. I feel like they've tried a lot of different things all night, but just haven't cracked the code yet. And it's frustrating for them.
23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here is Hilliard. Carroll covering. Hilliard kicks to Marjanovic. This is to Jackson. From beyond the arc, Sullinger with the rebound. Now here's Joseph. And so it's Toronto winning this one. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Kyle, you get this win as you go out on the road. What changes when you go out on the road?
We just got to take on the road and do everything we're supposed to do. We do at home and take on the road. We got a tough team coming up. Well-coached, play hard team, and we got to go out there and try to get that win.
We'll see if you can keep this thing going. Thanks very much, Kyle. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we send you now over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jonas Valanciunas. Of course he had a double-double. Had guys on their heels the entire night trying to match up with him, but he's just too good.
There were a lot of things he did well tonight, but nothing topped what he was able to do on that glass. He exploded for 18 rebounds. This was all about sweat, strength, and energy. He battled hard for position on every single shot attempt and was always ready to pounce when the ball came near him.
Well, I saw the look in his eye, Ernie. The look was, I don't care what the rest of you do. I'm not letting us down. Move, give me the ball. I'm going to deliver. I got a great attitude, about to give you a great performance. Follow me.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
The long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Yes.
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.